Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? What's happening? Welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show. Yo, go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. Family, friends, how's everybody doing this evening? Thank you once again for chiming in with us. Let me tell you, it's got a lot to discuss. Jasmine Crockett, Congresswoman out of Texas, recently shared a big announcement. We're going to share it here on the program. In addition to that, Marjorie Taylor Greene, that darn Marjorie, she is still continuing to I guess you would call it her right back at you tour. She's continuing to share why the current administration, why Donald Trump, why the House Speaker, why really majority of the quote unquote the MAGA movement is not America first. She recently sat down with 60 Minutes. We're going to share some sound bites from that. Also, legendary boxers Mike Tyson and Floyd Money Mayweather will be facing each other in Africa on an exhibition. I don't know why they old asses just don't sit down and enjoy their wealth, but hey, when you love a sport, you love a sport, and let's be honest, they're gonna be getting the bag. Are they gonna give you like the Tyson and Frazier kind of grudge match? No, you're not gonna see that. You're gonna see a bunch of old men, maybe a public sparring, and they're making millions off it. That's what we're gonna see here. And we have so much more. To discuss. Jimmy Kimmel of ABC recently signed an extension, and he will be with ABC for another year. Not saying this is going to be his final year, but he has signed an extension, as you all could recall earlier in the year. ABC had initially suspended Jimmy Kimmel after a monologue that involved speaking about the incident that happened to Charlie Kirk, who was a conservative activist that was sadly and brutally assassinated publicly at one of his engagements that he does around different universities. And really, the joke was not targeted at Charlie Kirk or Charlie Kirk's family. Okay, the joke was, and I say this so you all will understand that it was almost like a it was an attack on free speech. It was also an attack for those who are critics of the sitting president. And not going heavy into that, but long story short, there was a joke that was made to Donald Trump that involved speaking about the incident that happened to Charlie Kirk. Now, was it too soon? Absolutely. Was it a funny joke? I mean, it wasn't overly funny, but it was, again, another jab that Jimmy Kimmel does. Has Jimmy Kimmel made it public that he is a strong liberal, or at least a Democrat? Yes, he has. But long story short, Jimmy Kimmel will be staying at ABC at the helm of his own late night talk show called Kimmel Live. We got so much more to talk to you all about here on the program. But before we move forward, I want to share with you some awesome news. Recently, I had the distinct honor of hosting for the second time a red carpet host for the 12th annual Black Men Rock Image Awards held in Suffolk, Virginia. This award ceremony, y'all, acknowledges amazing Black men that are doing wonderful things, not just in their community, but in their field, in their line of work. I mean, they acknowledge men who are succeeding in the financial literacy space, in the music industry, in entertainment, in acting, in theater, in philanthropic, entrepreneurship, business. What else am I missing? Political, right? Politics. So many great individuals that I was honored to speak with just for a few minutes. Obviously it was around 40 to 42 honorees, and your boy had to interview all of them. But I enjoyed it because as a Black man, I know that society doesn't always agree that Black men got it going on. Black men are excellent individuals and can succeed and all things. Not the whole world. Well, parts of the world does not believe that. And at the end of the day, we have to push 20 times harder to receive the proper respect, and that to acknowledge that, yeah, we are capable. We live in a very judgmental society where folks judge a book by its cover before reading the damn pages. And so functions like this, I myself, I'm a former honoree. I received Entrepreneur of the Year back in 2023. I was very honored to receive it. I was extremely nervous. It's funny because when I look at everybody's acceptance speeches, I'm like, wow, my speech was awful. I wish I could redo my speech, but it was bad. It was bad. But hey, it was my first ever award going up, and I should, and really, I just, hey, here's a tip for you all that receive awards or just have to do public speaking. If they say, hey, look, do you have a speech? Do you want to do a speech? Do a speech. Put it on paper, bring it up there, have it on your phone, read something. Don't just speak from the heart. All right, because sometimes if you might fumble, then you F up the whole entire thing. So I would recommend to have something already written out or prepared so that you can read for that. And really, ad lib is something that I do on a regular basis. I do it when I'm hosting, right? Yes, I'll get a like a spreadsheet of time, format, who I'm going to be interviewing, X, Y, and Z. But most of the time, I'm ad libbing. Most of the time, I ad lib and I go off the cuff. And so now here on the show, I do take notes. Sometimes there might be a story that just pops up off the cuff, and I share my take on it. Because I read it in real time, just like with you all, the listeners, the viewers out there. So long story short, had a wonderful time. And shout out to my good friend who received the Entertainer of the Year, Mr. Ciroc Fox. He's a comedian, artist, author, Amazon best-selling author, and as I mentioned, a musician, comedian, actor, writer, the whole nine yards. Well deserved. And yeah, just wanted to shout him out. But yeah, my friends, we got a lot to discuss today. We got a lot to discuss. So much stuff happening in our world. Yeah. So what's going to happen here? Let's take a quick breather. We have a lot more show for you here on the Arrington Gavin show. But you know how to continue to stay, to tune up, to chime in with us, right? We're available on all major podcast platforms. Obviously, you can listen to us on the go. As I mentioned before, we're on all major podcast platforms. If you prefer to watch us, you can do so by watching us on YouTube. For those that's probably watching us right now on YouTube, we thank you. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, share with a friend, share with family. We truly appreciate it. In addition to that, you can also watch us on Facebook. So if you're watching us on Facebook right now, like, follow the page. I truly appreciate it. And then lastly, you can also watch us on the Goatverse TV app. You can download it. It's available on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. Then lastly, not only can you listen to us via podcast, but you can also listen to us by way of radio, right? We're available on a few radio affiliates. WBOK out in New Orleans, WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. You can tune into the program weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time. And again, that's only on WBOK 12:30 a.m. Then we're going to head over to the Metro Atlanta area to WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can check in on the show weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then lastly, Afro Vibes Radio, based out of Houston, Texas. You can tune into the show weekly, Mondays at 12 p.m. Central Time. There we go. 12 p.m. Central Time on Afro Vibes Radio. All right. Now, we're going to take that commercial break. Do not go anywhere. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Let me tell you something that most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
You know, just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
What's up, y'all? Welcome now.
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new GoVerse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
What is happening, y'all? Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. Let's get it going with our first story here. Fellas, this is for the fellas here. This is for the fellas. Have y'all ever got the look by your wives or girlfriends or partners, your significant other, that y'all farts stank? That, oh my goodness, like one thing that's always first of all, look, I'm a man. All right, I'm a man. I'm a man that burps. I'm a man that farts. Okay, proud of it. But when I fart, my wife is like, oh my god, she always like, oh my gosh, it's disgusting, ew, it stinks, gross, ew, put the van on, what is this? Okay, now when she breaks wind, I always tell her I don't over exaggerate like she does. Yeah, they stink, but I'll be like, why you act like I got the stinkier farts? You know what I mean? I'll be feeling some type of way, y'all. I'll be feeling some type of way. Now, this recent study that I just pulled up, I thought would be a great story to share with you all, and to hold on for my wife when she gets back. She is currently out of town on a work trip, so I'm like, When she gets back, I've got proof. I have proof, ladies and gents. Well, check this out. So this recent study here says that women, okay, women have stinkier farts than men. I know, crazy to believe, right? Because like, ladies, you're so cleaner than us. You like, you don't eat as disgusting as we do, right? We like, where's this coming from? Well, let me read you this article reported by the New York Post.com. Says here that uh this is funny. The battle of the sexes just got stinkier. Yes, it did. Says here that on average, humans fart up to 23 times a day, y'all. 23 times a day. But not all of those toots are created equal. Researchers showed that women's gas smells worse than men, and there's scientific reasons why. Okay. Says, but the next time catch a whiff of your wife's wind, take comfort. That stink could be a sign that she's less likely to develop Alzheimer's. Interesting. So are they saying if it's like not as stinky, that means as I just farted? I don't care. I'm in a room by myself. It's okay. The only person that's gonna suffer is me. Uh, yeah, I'm wondering if that's insinuating that uh, the lesser the stink, the less case. Hold on, it says, when she comfort that stink could be a sign that she's less likely to develop. Huh, interesting. So I guess the stinkier the fart is less likely that she is going to develop Alzheimer's. Let me continue this. It says here, back in '98, Dr. Michael Levitt, a gastroenterologist, gastroenterologist, big words, prolific researcher known as the King of Farts. Wow, I would love to be known as that. The King of Farts set out to figure out which gases give flatulence its signature funk. He recruited 16 healthy adults with no history of gastrointestinal issues and has each of them strap on a flatus collection system, which was essentially a rectal tube connected to a bag. After the participants chowed down pinto beans and took a laxative, yuck, the researchers collected their subsequent farts. Next, Levesque and his colleagues ran a gas chromatograph. Chromatograph. I should have read this, y'all, prior, because I am definitely blanking on some of these words right now. A mass spectroscopic analysis to break down exactly what was inside those bags. They also put the samples to a sniff test. 2 judges were brought in the rate each fart on a scale of 0 to 8, with 8 being very offensive. They were unaware that they were smelling human flatulence. Researchers, found that the main gases responsible for the odor of human farts are sulfur containing compounds, most notably hydrogen sulfide, the chemical behind the classic rotten egg smell. Now, while men tended to pass larger volumes of gas, the study found that female flatulence contain a significantly higher concentration of hydrogen sulfide than that of their male peers. Now, the judges agreed, rating women's farts are having a greater odor intensity than men's. It's no wonder women tend to get more embarrassed about their farts. A 2005 study found that heterosexual men were the least bothered if others could hear or smell their toots, while heterosexual women were the most self-conscious. Yeah, I'll be honest. Here's a trick. Here's a little trick I'm gonna give y'all for those who are tuning in. Keep this between you and I. Keep this between you and I. When you fart, pretend like you're totally unaware. Like just like just play like you just totally unaware. And then if somebody starts saying, "Oh my gosh, what is this?" And then you act just as shocked, like, what? Oh my goodness, what is that smell? Oh my gosh, what? Yuck! Smells like someone farted. Man, I do it all the time, especially when I'm in public events. Because look, these long events, it be long, and sometimes I can't leave at a certain time, and I just got to let it out. But see, you got, and then especially if you're sitting down, you gotta slowly kind of move the body a little bit. You gotta move the body so it won't let out too big. Because sometimes if you force it out a little bit, that thing will be as loud as it could be, and everybody will know it was you. Sometimes you just gotta. And them little, just go. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. All right. Let me finish this up, man, because we got a lot of stuff to discuss. But here's a twist: women might actually want to embrace their smellier farts because they could be doing their bodies a favor. Okay, while hydrogen sulfide is highly intoxicated in large amounts, small doses like those found abundantly in women's gas may help protect aging brain cells against Alzheimer's diseases. All right, in the body, hydrogen sulfide plays a role in many functions, including helping brain cells communicate by chemically tweaking proteins in a process called sulfhydration. Studies show that sulfhydration levels decline with age, and a trend that is even more profound. More pronounced in patients with Alzheimer's. Now, in 2021, researchers at Johns Hopkins Medicine ran experiments on mice genetically engineered to mimic human Alzheimer's diseases. They injected the rodents with a hydrogen sulfide carried compound called Nagi, Nagii, monitored changes in their memory and motor function over 12 weeks. Behavioral test shows that hydrogen sulfide improves cognitive and motor functions by 50% compared to the untreated. So, ladies, next time you break wind, breathe deep. That stinkier scent might just be a secret brain booster. Let it out, y'all. Let it out. Let it out. Better not hold them farts. Better not hold them farts. All right, let's move it on. Us out of the stinky story. We got another stinky story to share. I want to talk about more of our girl Marjorie. Why, you ask, y'all? Because Marjorie has been on this tour, just telling everybody business. She is so. I mean, she's anti-MAGA. The recent interview that she had with who was it? Damn, who was it? Oh, on The View. When she was on The View, she was asked, "Are you still a part of MAGA? Are you still a part of MAGA?" And she said, "I'm America first. I'm America first. I am America first." So to me, I'm like, okay, I'll take that as a no, because if you said you were MAGA, make America great, then you would easily say, yes, I'm a part of MAGA. But she did not say that. She said that she is America first. Now, she still would most likely vote for Trump if he ran again, or she's still a supporter of him. Maybe, possibly, I don't know. It's hard to tell. Let me share you. I have pulled a couple of clips from a recent sit down she had with 60 Minutes. Check this out. She says that the House Republicans are faking their public support for Donald Trump. Let me play this for you guys.
I'm going to ask you about this almost solid.
Oh, hold Hold tight, y'all. As we try to get the audio for this. Hold tight, hold tight.
Support he has among Republicans in Congress. Is there in that support fear? Does the support come about because they're afraid that they'll get death threats?
I think they're terrified to step out of line and get a nasty Truth Social post on them. Yes.
And they're watching what happened to you.
Yes.
Behind the scenes, do they talk differently?
Yes.
How?
Oh, it would shock people.
Well, let's shock people.
Okay. I watched many of my colleagues go from making fun of him, making fun of how he talks, making fun of me constantly for supporting him, to when he won the primary in 2024, they all started, excuse my language, Leslie, kissing his ass and decided to put on a MAGA hat for the first time.
I'm going to ask you about this almost.
So check this out here. Again, I would actually somewhat agree with points that Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying, because Marjorie Taylor Greene was a joke when she was in office. When she first was in office, most Republicans, traditional Republicans, took her as a joke, right? Because she was bringing a new theme, a new era, a new swag, a new attitude, a new way to present yourself as an elected official, right? She was on the attack mode 24/7. She came with the props, with the heckler attitude, and this and that and the other. She was a different type of politician, just like Donald Trump. Most Republicans, and probably most probably did not take him seriously, did not like him. I think a lot of the traditional Republicans still don't like him, but they know that he is the head of the Republican Party right now. MAGA is, again, different or separate from your traditional moderate Republicans. Donald Trump is the leader of the Republican Party, the current Republican Party. So yes, were they faking to that they liked him? Probably, because hey, it's like by a show of hands, do all y'all truly like your boss? When you see your boss, are you gonna say, oh my gosh, can't stand this guy, this and that, to his face? No, you gonna kiss up. You gonna say, hi, how you doing? Hey, yeah, hi, yeah, looking good. Have you lost weight? Something's different about you. You do something with your hair. You're gonna play around and have a different kind of attitude. And so yeah, it's gonna be a whole different theme here, and a whole different attitude. Oh wait, yeah, I thought I was getting a call there. But yeah, to her point, I don't think she's lying at that. They just all act like they didn't like him, and then all of a sudden they put on the MAGA hat, this and the other. Look, I think that's everywhere. I think that's everywhere where people truly kiss butt to their spirit. I'm pretty sure it happens on the Democratic side. Hell, I know it does, because I've spoken with elected officials before, and they share their frustration amongst other folks maybe in higher positions within their party, but they know this it's about how to play the game at the end of the day. Now with Donald Trump, it's so different. So I got another clip for you, but before I move forward to that, the Hill shared 5 takeaways from that recent interview. So first one you got is, she says that Republicans in Congress make fun of Trump behind his back. Okay. She said recently, last year, her colleagues would make fun of Trump, but started kissing his tail, like she said, behind the scenes. Do they talk differently? Yes. How? Or it would shock people, she replied. Another takeaway, she says that they are terrified of Trump. Now, when Marjorie Taylor Greene spoke against Trump, she said she received death threats because, folks, the president continues to go Truth Social crazy Everything he says, he has to tweet about it. He has to tweet this. And his followers will make whoever he's talking about life a living hell. And that's what they did with Marjorie Taylor Greene. In the president's, made a nickname for her, Marjorie Taylor Greene. So that right there tells you the relationship between the two. Third, Greene says Trump fueled death threats against her family. Wow, what an accusation right there. The Georgia Republican said that the president's own words directly fueled death threats against her son. The subject line for the direct death threats on my son, I quote, was his words. Marjorie Taylor Greene, referring to president's newfound label to her. Those were death threats directly fueled by the president. She said she alerted the president and Vice President Vance to the death threats, and Trump, according to Greene, sent an extremely unkind response. I told JD Vance, I told them all, sent those directly to them. JD Vance replied back to me saying, we'll look into it. I got a response from President Trump that I will keep private, but it wasn't very nice. Whoa. So she keeping backups on top of backups on top of backups. The reporter, Stahl, asked, hey, give us a hint of what the president said. She said it was extremely unkind. All righty. I think this is the fourth one that we're on. Trump's policies aren't America first. Whoa. So is the second term policies not America first, or was his policies initially never America first? Because really, he had never said, that if he really changed his criteria, his policies, from his previous administration. I don't think he was changing anything, because he keeps on saying, oh, everything was so good, everything was so great, this and then the other. And so what is this she is implying now? What is this she's implying now? Y'all, look, you gotta take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. Be right back after these commercial breaks.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
You took the first step and quit smoking.
But even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. We were discussing former Congresswoman, former Georgia, well, not former, she's still current Georgia Congresswoman, but Marjorie Taylor Greene. We were just sharing some of the clips and a clip. We have one more clip before we move on to our next story, but wanted to continue to discuss this because she has been on this tour of just talking about her current party, talking about her current House Speaker, talking about her current president, a person that she, I kid you not, would probably risk getting hit by a train to defend Donald Trump. She would do whatever she could. I mean, she was the most vocal MAGA supporter that I've ever seen. Right now, it's the opposite. Now it's a breakup that is just, it is just pains me to see. Well, look, another. Let me go ahead and play the second clip here. This is more from Marjorie Taylor Greene's sit-down interview on 60 Minutes.
You MAGA?
I am America first.
And that's not the same as MAGA.
MAGA is President Trump's phrase. That's his political policies. I call myself America first.
But you're not saying you're MAGA.
I'm America first. Yeah.
Are you MAGA?
I am America first.
I mean, it's interesting when you see the reporter saying, so you're not, you are? What are you, Marjorie? What are you? But I tell you that she's not. She says she is not planning on running for president. Something that I told her around that said, hey, look, it's something more going on with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, Marjorie was never involved in any scandals like Matt Gaetz, who left Congress after he was nominated to become potentially the next attorney general. All right. He left. Wow. Did you hear that voice crack there? He had announced he was leaving. He entered out of the candidacy for attorney general. He left politics as an elected official, and now he's hosts a primetime show on OAN. Whoop-de-doo. What a come-up story for him. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, no scandal. She's leaving Congress as of January 6th of 2026. Out of all days, how ironic, right? And she's not saying what is going to be next for her. Now, I said she's running for higher office. I said that could be, Senate out in Georgia. That could be governor or presidency. Now, the races are, she's running for U.S. Senate in Georgia. Start now. She already knows she's not going to receive an endorsement from Donald Trump. Now, running for president, could she have a strong chance in hell winning? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. She will never receive any left-leaning vote in her lifetime. She would, I don't think independents could win over. She couldn't win over. Hell, she couldn't win over libertarians. She could, I feel as though she could. I couldn't even say she can win over the extremist right votes. I really don't. I don't see what's next. I really don't know. I really can't. I can see her running for office, but do I see her winning a presidential seat? Absolutely not. But we will continue to follow up and see what's going to be going on with Marjorie Taylor Greene until obviously she leaves Congress. Now, this was major here, y'all. I don't know if y'all heard, but guess who is running for Texas Senate, Texas U.S. Senate? Somebody that is very well known in Texas, huh? Are y'all making any guesses yet? Are you making a guess? Hold on. How about I play you this and it might trigger your memory here. So hold tight as I pull up this clip.
How about this new one they have? Their new star, Crockett. How about her?
She's the new star of the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett. They're in big trouble.
But you have this woman, Crockett. She's a very low IQ person.
I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person.
Crockett. Oh, man. Oh, man.
She's a very low IQ person.
Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding.
Now they're going to rely on Crockett. Crockett's going to bring them back.
I mean, have you ever, first of all, that video went hard. I don't know about y'all. That video went hard. So Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, Congresswoman currently representing the 30th district, the 30th congressional district in Texas, has announced that she is running for state. Running for state, Lord have mercy, running for U.S. Senate. All right. She is running for U.S. Senate. And so a lot of folks are extremely excited about this. Why? Because the recent candidate, Colin Aldridge, a former congressman out of Texas, someone who initially had ran for U.S. Senate against Ted Cruz, lost. I believe it was fairly close, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't a huge landslide, but it wasn't a terrible loss. But yeah, he did lose that race, and so he had announced kind of a little later on that he was going to be running for office. Now, let me read you this statement here from his team, because he dropped out, and then immediately you see another contender coming in. So Colin Aldridge said, throughout the campaign, nothing has moved me more than personal stories and trust that so many Texans have placed in me. In restaurants and construction sites, grocery stores, and high school football games, Texans have told me their stories, often through tears, and shared their hopes, dreams, and struggles. I'm forever grateful for that trust, and I believe it comes with a heavy responsibility. In the past few days, I've come to believe that a bruising Senate Democratic primary and a runoff would prevent the Democratic Party from going into these critical elections unified against the danger posed to our communities and our constitutions by Donald Trump and one of his Republican bootlickers, Paxton, Corm, and or Hunt. That's why I've made the difficult decision to end my campaign for U.S. Senate, but I am nowhere near done serving my community and our state. Today, I'm announcing my campaign for Congress to represent the newly drawn congressional district 33. So he is not leaving politics, but he is dropping out of the U.S. Senate race due to the district change that's going on in Texas. Now, he said the 33rd district was racially gerrymandered by Donald Trump in an effort to further rig our democracy, but it's also the community where I grew up and attended public school, and watching my mom struggle to pay for our groceries. Veterans in this district have access to the Garland, Virginia hospital that I made a reality when I served in Congress. I have also secured over $135 million in federal resources for affordable housing, public transportation, and healthcare for the district. It's the community where I was raised and where Allie and I are now raising our two boys. It is home. On January 6th, I was prepared to physically fight to defend our democracy. Today, the danger we face from Donald Trump is even greater and has added a level of corruption and rigging out our economy that has made it harder than ever for Texans. but I've never been more confident that together we can meet this moment. I'm humbly asking to return to Congress to keep fighting so that kids who are growing up all across the 33rd district can get the same chances as I did. I think this is a smart decision for Colin Aldred. He was a former congressman, as he mentions, and he's heading back to Congress this time in a new district, a new gerrymandered district. I actually had the opportunity to meet him in person. Really nice guy, former professional football player. Met him at a Wizards and Mavericks game, and just like I said, really humble guy. Not presidential. He definitely speaks and presents himself as an elected official. Um, I think the proof was in the pudding right there, right? He had, he was a good candidate when he ran for Senate, came up short. I think it's smart going back to Congress. Congress is still a very, important position in the state of Texas. But Jasmine Crockett is that prolific and very popular and polarized figure in the Democratic Party. I'm not going to say she's the face. I'm not going to go that far. I don't think she's the face of the Democratic Party, but she's definitely one of the popular figures in the Democratic Party. Why, you ask? Because she is a person that does not hold her tongue. She was one of the first, in my opinion, to really fight back against Marjorie Taylor Greene, the individual we had just spoke about prior. She was going head to head with Marjorie Taylor Greene, someone who, in my opinion, was acting like a bully in Congress. And so, who else was there to match her? Well, here comes a very highly educated and qualified individual, Jasmine Crockett, who was not scared at all. Now, my kind of critiques of about Jasmine Crockett, my reason why. Well, these are just things that I don't care about Jasmine Crockett. I think she shows off slightly because she knows that certain things she says or whatever she talks about will go viral. She gets a lot of TV time. Everybody wants to talk with Jasmine Crockett. Obviously, you have to, the president always repeating, speaking about her because he does not like her at all. So he keeps on, sharing her name. So she likes the attention, right? And I'm not saying she's not doing her job, but I just hope that she doesn't continue to overly do it. You know what I mean? Like, she made a joke one time about her current governor, Greg Abbott, which I think was just a poor joke to share. She was basically talking about the fact that he's paralyzed from the waist down. He's in a wheelchair, and so she made a joke about that. I'm just again, not everybody's a comedian, especially not politicians, right? I get it. You're speaking, you want to say something funny, you want people to like you, but sometimes you can overdo it. And she's had moments, in my opinion, that overdid it. But I think this is a great deal for Texas, for the Democratic Party. It says here that she is joining the primary, a pretty stacked primary. I believe she's running against, in the Democratic primary, a gentleman named, is it James Tallarico, a very popular a Texas state legislator and Senate candidate, who recently welcomed Jasmine Crockett to the Democratic primary and urged his supporters to treat her respect after she announced her run. He made a video about that. Let me read you a little bit about this story of her running by NBC News. It says here that Crockett joins the race to take on GOP Senate John Cornyn, who is facing multiple primary challengers himself. The two-term Congresswoman's decision also comes as her Dallas-based House seat was redrawn in a GOP-led redistricting effort. Says here there are a lot of people that said, "Hey, you got to stay in the House. We need our voice. We need you there." She then went on to say, and I understand, but what we need is a bigger voice. Crockett, with the slogan of Texas Tough, pitched herself as a Democrat best position to drive out turnout and appeal to disillusioned voters, saying she can build a strong multi-racial, multi-generational coalition and pledged to focus on addressing the cost of living and holding President Trump accountable. Now, Democrats have not won a statewide race in Texas in more than 30 years, y'all. 30 years. But they have been eyeing next year's Senate race as a potential pickup opportunity, with Corn facing primary challenges from State Attorney General Ken Paxton and GOP Rep Wesley Hunt. Democrats need to net 4 seats to take back the Senate House next year. Now, if no candidate wins more than 50% of the vote in either of March 3 primaries, the top 2 vote getters advance to a primary runoff on May 26th. Okay. Now, Crockett has been openly weighing in on the Senate run in recent months following the state's mid-decade districting, which significantly altered the congressional lines in her North Texas home base. She likely enters the race with relatively high name recognition, giving her national profile as a vocal critic of Trump administration and Republicans, as I mentioned that before. Now, Corn posted on X, "Run, Jasmine, run." His campaign also posted a video of a social media of Crockett over the weekend with a narrator saying, "From open borders to socialist economics to unhinged attacks on anyone who disagrees, Jasmine Crockett isn't representing Texas. She's representing the far left fringe." And that's what they're going to keep on fighting for. That's what they're going to keep pushing out, that far right fringe. As I mentioned, the joke that she made that I thought was a very poor joke video highlighted some of Crockett's controversial comments, including saying that it is not a criminal violence to enter the country illegally, labeling GOP Governor Greg Abbott, who uses a wheelchair, as Governor Hot Wheels, and criticizing Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene as a beach blonde, bad built butch body. Wow. I remember when she said that. But let's be honest, Marjorie, she was expecting that smoke. She was, because she was already talking about the girl's eyelashes. It was very offensive. She's like, "I don't think you can see with those big eyelashes." That was extremely inappropriate. Yes, we will continue to talk more about that, because I'm looking at my time here, and I do want to share at least how much time do I have left? Let me see here. Let me go ahead and share just one more. Let me show you this one message from Jasmine Crockett recently at an event. I think it was the Roots 100. Let me see here. This is I'm sorry. This is more of her statement from that event. So hold tight, and then I also, if I have some time, I can share a little bit of the gentleman that will be running to fill in her congressional seat.
Country facing denial, bank loan denied, healthcare denied, American dream denied. But I'm here to tell you there is a third path, a path where we move forward as one people united under a common vision, a path where we reject Trump's false promises and reject his lies and division. I'm asking you to walk down this path with me, shoulder to shoulder, and envision a Texas where every child, no matter their story, can go to the best public schools, can afford to go to college or learn a skilled trade, a Texas where that child has every opportunity to grow and thrive. That means nutrition, healthcare, mental health, and safety. Imagine a Texas where that child grows up and can buy a home with first-time home buyers assistance. Imagine that child wants to start a business and create jobs in their community they live in Texas, where they can actually access some capital to get started. Now contrast that to our reality today, where a child's opportunities are limited by their zip codes. It looks like a country facing denial.
I mean, hey, she's not lying with what she shares right there. Now, lastly, because I'm looking at my time. Okay, let me see if I have a little time. Let me. You know, we're gonna hold it right there because I know my time is very limited. But again, going back to Jasmine Crockett running for higher office, and I was talking with a good friend of mine about this recently. I am a bit nervous for that race, and I will say this: statewide in Texas, you know, when folks always bring up, is America ready for a woman president? Right? Michelle Obama said absolutely not. Stephen A. Smith disagreed, said, you know, America is ready for a woman president. And then I asked a friend, you know, what your take on it, someone who I trust in the world of politics. She said, I think America is ready for a woman president, but are they ready for a woman of color? Right. I thought that was a big take on that. Now we've seen different states have, you know, women in leadership, right? We've had, you know, you got Nikki Haley, governor. Here in Virginia, you have the first woman elected, Abigail Spanberger. You have Gretchen Whitmore out of Michigan, I believe. Yes, Michigan. And you have a woman governor in Alabama. But again, you gotta start seeing what side do they mainly lean on. Now Texas is a red state. Now it'll be a hard race for Jasmine Crockett. Now it's a gamble because she is, as I mentioned, a vocal and prolific figure in the Democratic Party. House is already a powerful position to hold on to. So if she's now taking a gamble on that, and possibly, you know, if she wins, she wins. If she loses, no going back to Congress. And where does that put the Democratic Party then? So this is a huge jump, which, like I said, it's pretty nerve-wracking. I'm no Democrat whatsoever. I am nowhere near a Democrat. I'm nowhere near a Republican. I am an independent. Now, do I lean a little more left than right? I do. But I'm not married to either party. But what I see, if I have to choose between the two, I see one side making more of an effort than the other. Okay. That being said, I want to see, you know, I want to see a party that actually practice what they preach, and I want to see a party that is doing what they can to look out for the American people. The American people are the ones that's, you know, suffering because of folks that can't get their ish together. All right, it pains me to see. It excuse my French, but it pisses me off. And so we need to do something about it. We need to continue to keep our elected officials accountable. Y'all, we got a lot more show that I didn't have time to discuss in this episode. So we're gonna do a part 2. We're gonna continue on the conversation on the next one. But as always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to tune into yet another great episode here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Be sure to follow us on all major podcast platforms. All major platforms. Tune into us weeknights, available on all digital and streaming platforms. Peace and blessings. I'll talk to you soon. I'm out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.